LeBron's reality, he also faced this San Antonio team in his first finals appearance, but he was sent packing in a sweep. So now Jordan not only has the chance to make the first strike here, but also do something LeBron failed to do.
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So this is something I wanted to react to for a long time, actually. I don't know if it was this one in particular, but I've seen some videos here. This is from a channel called Allen Simulations, and this one's called I Swapped LeBron and Jordan's Careers. And what he does is he uses 2K to simulate out stuff like this, like a certain scenario to put a player in, or in this case, literally swapping careers for LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And I was always hesitant on reacting to something like this until I finally got a request in the comments to do this exact video and this exact thing. So I'm like, all right, the time is now. Let's do it. What do I have to say about this? All right, I mean, predictions, I guess. Man, okay, so if Jordan was drafted with Cleveland in 03 and all this stuff, went to Miami, in the Lakers with AD, how many championships is Jordan going to get? Man, I don't know. I'm just going to go a little wild and say like 9. I'm going to say Jordan gets 9 championships in here. LeBron with the Bulls in 84, man, dude, they make LeBron so super powered in 2K. So I'm going to say like 5 for LeBron and 9 for Jordan. All right, put your predictions in the comments. Let's see where we're at afterwards, and then we can all comment on how we did. So I'm going to say 6, and I'm sorry, what the hell did I just say? I don't remember it anymore. Let's see. I know what I said for Jordan, and that was 9, and I think I said like 5 or 6 for LeBron. Let's just see what happens. Here we go. As I always do, I'm linking the original video from Allen Simulations in the description. If you can't tell, I'm just excited to get to this. So let's do it.
LeBron James is considered one of the greatest basketball players ever, but there's always discussion comparing him to Michael Jordan. So today we're going to be flipping the script and putting Jordan in LeBron's shoes. He'll play throughout James' entire NBA career, switching between teams just as he did, to finally see if Jordan can outperform LeBron. But that's not all, because we're also going to be giving LeBron the opportunity to live out Mike's NBA career, which leads us to our competition, where each player will try to overcome their legacy by winning more rings than their rival did.
What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we looking at here?
Meaning Jordan needs to win 5 rings in LeBron's shoes to win, and LeBron needs to win 7 in Mike's.
Okay, I got it. So it's in other words, let's see if you can do better in his shoes. Okay. Oh, this should be an easy win over here.
He wants to be crowned the GOAT. And don't worry, in the event of a tiebreaker, we have something planned. But for now, we are far away from any rings at all, as we start this off all the way back in 1985, where rookie LeBron James is starting to get his feet wet with the Chicago Bulls. Already in his career, he's looking to be one of the most exciting stars the NBA has to offer. His averages were instantly on par with the top players in the league, and as you'd expect, he'd be recognized as the Rookie of the Year. Really impressive year for King James. I was expecting the Rookie of the Year, but what stands out more is the three-point percentage. He's bringing the modern three-point revolution to the 90s and the 80s, and it's going to be exciting to watch. But excitement
now, one thing that's going to trigger y'all, and I'm not sure it's going to happen, but it always seems to happen. Don't know why. In reality, LeBron James has never won a DPOY, but in 2K simulations, he wins DPOY like 80% of the time. It's the weirdest glitch ever.
Only going to take him so far, because come the first round of the playoffs, he was reminded that he was the new kid in town, and the Pistons were quickly
going against the
LeBron.
Pistons.
It was a disaster in round 1, and James was brought back down to earth just as quickly as he got to the top. Luckily though, if we fast forward almost 20 years to Jordan's rookie campaign, it was nearly identical to the experience LeBron was having in Mike's place. All of the stats were there, and Jordan was immediately becoming a player to watch by everybody around the world. He'd get the Rookie of the Year the same as LeBron in 85, and he even managed to make the playoffs this year, which LeBron couldn't in his reality.
Nice.
But the playoffs would be short-lived.
Yeah, LeBron missed the playoffs the first 2 years of his career.
Because believe it or not, Jordan was facing the Pistons in round 1 just like LeBron did. With a near 2-decade gap between the two events, the same exact franchise.
Oh yeah, and he's going against the 04 Pistons. This ain't gonna happen. Yeah, no, you're gonna get your ass kicked. yeah, that Pistons team was crazy. Hey, they won 2 games.
Would be defeating both of our stars. And the losing wasn't stopping there, because over the next 2 seasons, the Pistons were a thorn in Mike's side. He was playing great against them and showcasing some spectacular individual performances, but it wasn't enough to get past Detroit, who just seemed to have Mike all figured out. Likewise, back in the 80s, LeBron was having just as hard of a time finding any playoff success. He was getting beat down by the Boston Celtics for the next few years, but there was a difference. LeBron was met with the media coverage optimistic that he's next up after Bird, but Jordan didn't have the same approach.
I'm tired of this man being celebrated. For what? We know you're great. How about winning? Win for once. Just win. Yeah. Just win, baby.
Jordan was being held to a higher standard and was called a failure, but he was ready to prove everyone wrong. Coming into the 2007 NBA season, he was looking to redeem himself for the failures the previous 3 years.
All right, so it's his 3rd season then? 04, 05, 06. Yeah, 3rd season then.
Stats would see strong improvements, and his game was evolving into one of the most elite scoring options in the NBA. He'd average a league-leading 32.1 points per game and was taking an otherwise underwhelming Cavaliers team to the spotlight of the NBA. Michael was leading his team to a top seed, and along with it, he was becoming a fan favorite in Cleveland, but also a favorite of basketball enjoyers in general. This excellent season will result in the first of what could be multiple MVPs, and it was looking like this could be his breakout year.
Oh, my son.
From the playoffs, Jordan was building upon this generational regular season and was ready to steam past whoever was in his way. To kick things off, he was facing the defending champion Miami Heat and their athletic star Dwayne Wade. The two were drafted together.
I would have loved to see these two go head to head. Well, and then they team up, which is gonna be crazy. Let's keep going. I would have. Who here wouldn't have loved to see like MJ versus D Wade prime time? Like that's a hell of a shooting guard matchup, man.
4 years ago, and will be teaming up in Miami soon enough, but for now they're foes. Wade has been impressive so far, but Michael Jordan was already establishing himself as one of the best players to ever play, and he would be in complete control throughout this series, and it would result in him coming out on top.
Nice.
Round 2 was a matchup against Kidd and the high-flying Vince Carter in New Jersey. They were one of the East's better teams, and they have been contending for the past few seasons, but there wasn't going to be anything getting in Mike's way, it seemed. He just about single-handedly would defeat the Nets to advance to the conference finals, and that would be kicking off against the Sixers out in Philadelphia, which would be a complete domination from Jordan as the Cavaliers end the Sixers season.
They swept them
and are celebrating their first NBA Finals appearance in their franchise's history, and now have a chance to cap off Jordan's remarkable year.
To be fair, this is the Eastern Conference right now, so yeah, Jordan couldn't make the finals that quick in the 80s because that was a strong Eastern Conference. But here in this simulation, in the LeBron timeline, this is the Eastern Conference. So okay. Is he going to win his first championship here? Let's see who he's playing against.
Here, but with Mike going up against...
All right. So in reality, LeBron got swept here. MJ ain't not going to get swept, but I don't think they're going to win this one. What matters to me is, does Jordan compete or does Jordan choke? I think Jordan goes out fighting. That's all I care about in this one, because LeBron fell apart in this series. I'm going to give the Cavs 2 games. I'm going to say Spurs win in 6, but Jordan is probably going to average 25 plus.
As the San Antonio Spurs, this is going to be a very difficult series for him to try to win.
Oh,
in
yeah.
LeBron's reality, he also faced this San Antonio team in his first finals appearance, but he was sent packing in a sweep. So now Jordan not only has the chance to make the first strike here, but also do something LeBron failed to do.
Yeah, and he made the playoffs every single year so far too, which is not what LeBron did. So let's see. This is exciting.
Tim Duncan standing in his way, this would be by far the most daunting task yet, and Jordan was going to have to play literally perfect. And it absolutely looked like he was, because on his home court for the first 2 games, Jordan was making 0 mistakes.
They got
we
home
were
court
witnessing
advantage?
one of the most efficient games ever played. Nobody on San Antonio's roster was making an impact on him defensively.
There it is.
The
This is what I wanted to see LeBron do in this series. Go to the mid-range or attack the basket. But just standing out shooting threes, that was not the way to go.
Person stopping
Let's
him
go,
could
MJ.
be himself. The Spurs were completely stuck.
Sorry,
The
Manu.
frustration was setting in, trying to figure out how to stop Mike. That was the problem, though. They weren't going to stop Mike. It just wasn't happening. In a home court, he was winning.
Wow, I literally did a breakdown of a LeBron play during this series, like literally begging him to shoot it from this spot, and then
that was the problem, though. They
like literally.
Going
this is Zach's situation where I said no, MJ would have taken 2 dribbles in, taken the midi instead of LeBron just backing up for the 3. Like, damn, dude, not bad, 2K.
stop Mike. It just wasn't happening. And on home court, he was winning the first 2 games. But as this thing shifted to Texas, the Spurs realized what they had to do.
Okay, so it's already better than the LeBron reality. MJ's got 2 games on the Spurs.
It wasn't stopping Mike that they needed to figure out a game plan for.
No way
it was
he wins.
outscoring him. On their own home court, their strategy shifted to playing as a team and ensuring they got good, high-quality looks. This involved a lot of low post-ups for Tim Duncan with the Cavs struggling to stop him. Also, we'd see a lot of 2-man action between Parker and Duncan. The experienced Spurs were figuring things out while retaliating back into the series. But the trend was continuing here back in Cleveland for Game 5 and then moving into San Antonio for Game 6. The series would lock in for 7 after the home team has won every single match.
Oh, going Game 7. I didn't expect this. Man, win or lose in this situation, like, props to MJ.
NBA Finals are here with the Mavs and the Celtics, and it's going to be even more exciting with today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. And now is the perfect time to check it out because Pick 8 is now live for the finals.
All right, guys.
With the brand new limited time.
This video is 9 months old, so I know like this ad isn't going to apply anymore. But just in case, I'll show you the end. Here we go. All right, so Underdog Fantasy, code Allen. All right, guys, let's do it.
Code Allen, you'll get up to $250
But I don't think sponsorships go like 9 months in.
in bonus cash.
But I've never done one, so I don't really know.
You'll also get a special pick to help with your... I only work with brands that I genuinely like, and Underdog is seriously fun. I have a blast playing it, and I play it all the time. So check out the description.
All right, let's do it.
AN to ensure you
let's do it.
Now let's get back to Game 7.
Thank you,
and
sir.
With Game 7 in Cleveland, can Jordan keep this narrative alive? The answer to that question was evidently going to be up in the air because these two teams are clashing, and it didn't seem like either was willing to give up a run to the other. Late in the fourth quarter, both sides will huddle for a timeout with the results of this finals being...
No way. All right, well, we can rule out the choke. He definitely didn't choke, but now we're going for the moon here. Can he actually win this against this Spurs team?
Far from decided. This Game 7 is still completely up in the air. Whoever wins here wins the finals. This could be huge for Jordan versus LeBron in this competition. The Spurs have it now. 45 seconds remaining. Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, pick and roll. He's been a struggle to guard all series. Tony Parker does miss that pull though. Great screen from Duncan. The Cavs are not taking a timeout. Michael Jordan with the ball now. Tie game, 33 seconds. Manu Ginobili on him. He's got the ISO. The little mirror.
A left-handed floater? What?
Floater is off. No timeout from the Spurs either.
No way.
Both sides are choking here in the clutch.
Yeah, they are.
The pressure is building. Tony Parker looking for an opening. He's slowing it down, bringing it back out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another pick and roll. It does go down low.
Watch out for Timmy.
Tim Duncan. Oh my God.
Watch out for Tim. Oh crap, he's too low. He got you.
The hook. It's off. The rebound. Another one. It's off again. No one can score. Cleveland timeout.
8 seconds left. 8 seconds left. What was that left-handed floater?
Out. Now with both sides.
Never do that again, MJ. No.
Struggling to steal the lead late. Jordan and his Cavs were preparing for a chance to win on the final shot.
And one shot. That's all we ever asked for. Give it to MJ. Get the hell out of the way. Or be a distraction and find Mo Williams if he's out there.
This thing is not over yet. After a timeout, we are in Game 7, 8 seconds left. Michael Jordan could have an opportunity to end it here in his first finals. They're going to him in the low post.
MJ in the post.
1-on-1 with Manu Ginobili. The fake. He's going for the spin.
Left-handed? Left-handed off the glass? No way. No way.
That is the biggest shot of his entire career. He delivers.
Oh my God.
With 0.2 left, the Spurs attempted an inbound lob, but it failed, which means Michael Jordan has led the Cavaliers to an NBA championship 5 years faster than LeBron did in his own shoes.
And LeBron, that's what we wanted for you. We wanted to see you win in Cleveland the right way. That's all. That's all. We all really wanted it for you. We didn't hate you back then, bro. Most of us were cheering for you.
An NBA championship.
Look at that. Look at that.
5 years faster.
Look at that. How did he win this?
Than LeBron did in his own shoes. Damn. Meaning MJ is now happily taking a 1-0 lead in this competition early and will look to hold on.
All right, what did I say, like 9? I don't know if we're going to get that far.
That may be out of his control because while he and his team celebrate their trophy now, The next 3 seasons straight, the Cavaliers were falling short to the newly formed super team in Boston. It was clear Mike needs help if he's going to overcome this new hurdle, and he'd be getting that the following year. But for now, he's looking like he met his match versus this Celtics team, and before we see if he can overcome them, we gotta talk more about LeBron. The last time we spoke about him, he was also losing to the Celtics super team led by Larry Bird. Up through his first 4 years in the league, he was getting completely crushed by Boston, but in year 5, he broke through. In 1986, he earned his first MVP, and he's played great since then, but wasn't the best player in ball. Now in 1989, it was undeniable that he was the greatest player this sport has ever seen.
Okay, so he's going a similar path to MJ.
Numbers were sky high, and he was earning his second MVP of his career, all before making it to the NBA Finals for a matchup with the Los.
See, that's what I mean. They make him so overpowered in this game. Like, what are these numbers? Like, why?
Los Angeles Lakers. In 2007, Jordan did what LeBron couldn't. He won in 2007, but now LeBron has a chance to win his first ring 2 years before Jordan ever did.
Wow.
This could be massive for James.
Okay. Yeah, this is. He could undercut MJ in the same exact way. Let's see what happens.
Jordan's reality, he was still losing to the Pistons with no finals appearances by this point. But LeBron was much larger and stronger than Mike, and the Pistons' physicality wasn't an issue for him. Which means now in the finals 2 years ahead of Mike, he also has a chance to do something Jordan couldn't. It'd be huge for his legacy, but at the same time, it would tie him back up in this competition. But the only problem was, Magic Johnson was the face of the NBA and was in his way, paired also with the NBA's all-time scoring leader. The Lakers were absolutely smacked.
I think this was this Kareem's last year? I think it was his last year.
Around. It was an impressive feat to make it this far in just his 5th year, but in their current structure, the Chicago Bulls were not going to be any competition for the Lakers. Los Angeles had a dynasty throughout the 80s for a reason, and it was apparent in this matchup. LeBron was losing in his first ever finals, which would be a stain on his legacy because Jordan never lost in the finals.
Wait, it's already over? Oh yeah, 4-1. Damn. Okay, well, you'll get another shot next year, LeBronto.
Just yet, LeBron fans, this wouldn't be his last chance. The following year, James was eager to bounce back after being embarrassed against the Lakers the year prior. With as good as he's been over the last few years, you wouldn't expect him to get any better, but somehow he was continuing to push to an even higher level, and it was something the NBA had never seen before. For a while now, the league has been in full control by Magic Johnson and Larry Bird together, but this year, LeBron wanted to tell the world it was his league now. After earning a back-to-back MVP, he went to the playoffs and will work through the East to make his way back to the finals for a rematch with Magic, and this time he planned to take the torch from Johnson. As this series was kicking off, you could just tell that LeBron was seeking revenge here. It wasn't just another finals where he was locked in trying to win his first championship. This matchup meant a lot more to him than just a trophy and a ring. This matchup meant proving that he's better than Magic Johnson, and he's going to be the new face of the NBA. LeBron wanted to prove to the fans he was the greatest human to ever play the sport of basketball, and with the lights the brightest and the entire world watching every moment, he was delivering on his goals. His finals averages were numbers that you think someone completely made up to write headlines and bring in more revenue, but that wasn't the case.
Dude, that would be sick if LeBron averaged 37, 8, and 9 in the finals. Like, that would have been sick.
James was simply playing at a level that we've never seen up to this point, and in a closeout game 5, this thing was practically over. LeBron James and his Bulls lead this series 3-1 in game 5 on their home court. There's 2 minutes left in the game, but it's pretty much over. They're up by over 30 points. LeBron's getting it done. He's winning a championship with another point, an exclamation mark to close this thing out. He's getting it done. He's winning a championship quicker than Michael Jordan did in his own reality, and we all know what he's getting it done.
Magic choked. Look at that. How do you like them apples?
He's winning a championship quicker than Michael Jordan did in his own reality, and we all know what LeBron's capable of. When he starts getting to these finals, he doesn't stop. So I feel like we're going to see a lot more of this for the next several years. But before we get into the next season, first we'll update our tracker. Now that LeBron has closed the gap and tied everything back up. And as a reminder, Mike isn't doing any winning for a while, so the door is wide open for LeBron.
Yeah, so LeBron won 1 year sooner than Jordan did in reality, I believe. 1 or 2 years. I forgot what year this is right now. And then MJ won 4 years before LeBron did in his timeline. Okay.
Things were looking great for James because, as I anticipated, LeBron was on his way to getting to the finals again. Not a soul in the Eastern Conference gave him and Pippen any challenge in the playoffs, and he was barreling through it all again. James was getting his 4th MVP of his career already with even more impressive numbers, and at this point it was a given that he'd win the award. Even more importantly, he was winning the conference finals to advance to an opportunity to repeat as NBA champions. And with the young Utah Jazz waiting for him on the other end, it was highly likely he would. This matchup was deeper than just basketball. This was about stopping a predator and keeping the local Utah middle school safe.
Damn, 1990. Utah Jazz. Okay.
I think we can safely say in this moment, every one of us are rooting for LeBron James, and hopefully that he can stop Utah from winning.
Dude, those shoes look good in this game. Nice pause.
A championship. Luckily for us, in our country's adolescence, James was continuing to destroy everything in his path. He was winning his second straight finals to get ring 2 and start the 90s by forming his own dynasty.
Damn.
This also
Okay,
meant
back
he
to
took the
back.
lead over Jordan, and he likely wouldn't stop right there because the next regular season was his best yet. His teammates around him were developing, and he was continuing to adapt to the 90s game. His extensive size paired with the skill levels of the modern NBA was translating incredibly to this era, and he'd end the season with the best record yet, and of course, more accolades. Another MVP for LeBron James. At this point, he's just getting it every single year. That's 5 of them. He's got a little bit less points per game as his teammates are getting better.
That's also one thing 2K doesn't do is they'll literally give the MVP to the same person every single year. Different than in the actual NBA where we have voter fatigue. So after a couple of years in a row, like pretty much no one ever gets 3 in a row, except for I believe Larry Bird did. But yeah, and in 2K, if you're the best, they'll just keep giving it to you.
More rebounds and more assists, and his defense is enough to also get him the defensive player of the year.
There it is.
He's dominating Michael Jordan's era right now and showing no signs of slowing down.
See, this is how you know it's all screwed up. In what reality is he shooting 94.5% from the free throw line? You know, it ain't happening. And when would he ever get 2.6 steals, 2.5 steals and 2.6 blocks? It ain't happening. This stuff is not happening. This is young LeBron ain't shooting 42.5 from the 3 either. So, yeah, he's so overpowered.
LeBron was getting right back into the finals again for his 4th straight trip, and this time around he was playing against the Portland Trailblazers. While Drexler was the best shooting guard in the league and a solid scoring option, the results of this series would still be the same as they were in real life with Jordan against Portland. LeBron was keeping this series completely out of reach for Portland all the way through, much like he has the last 2 finals trips. This run he has been on in the early 90s was clearly no fluke, and as he wins this series in 5 like it was nothing, he'd be extending his lead even further ahead of Jordan, now having a 3-1 advantage. There was of course excitement about the Bulls pulling off the 3-peat, but LeBron had his sights set on the 4-peat. But come the 1993 finals, those hopes were in jeopardy versus the Suns. Barkley was on the hunt for his first ring and was playing at an MVP caliber
This one's
level.
going to be interesting. Suns could win this.
Of all the matchups LeBron has faced in his career so far, Barkley was the one player who matched up the best versus him. Things weren't looking good after the first 2 games in Chicago, and the Suns found themselves with a commanding lead.
Yeah, LeBron's going to have to go into absolute God mode in order to beat these Suns. I've been saying it for years. Like, if it wasn't for an absolute godlike performance from MJ, Suns would have won this one. That looks funny right there.
With the next games on the road, it could be easy for LeBron to fold under the pressure here, but that isn't what the King would do. The rest of his team may have gotten complacent after winning 3 straight, but LeBron wasn't going to let that affect him. He was clawing his way back into the series to win the next 2 on the road and getting things back tied up.
Damn.
Funnily
All right.
enough, this series would be the opposite of Jordan's first final series that saw the home team winning every time. In this series, the away team was winning every single match to tie things all up for a Game 7 finale. This was LeBron's first Game 7 he'd play in, but it was the second Game 7 we've seen in this competition, and this one was very similar to our first. It was a close battle through and through and would ultimately be decided in the final moments. Just like we saw with the finals with Jordan in 2007, we have a tight Game 7, and this could be absolutely huge. LeBron could 4-peat, which Michael Jordan never did. Oh my God, an insane pass down low.
Tony
it's
Dumas.
off. LeBron gets the remain. 40 seconds remain. That was an insane sequence by the Phoenix Suns. I did not expect them to go that quick. It kind of threw me off here. LeBron at the top now, game tied, 32 seconds remaining. LeBron driving, and he's in a post. This is where he's at his best. His hook. Oh my God, it rims out.
That is not where he's at his best.
The Phoenix Suns have it now. They're pushing the pace. No timeouts. No one's
Get a good shot. Get a good shot. Get it to Barkley.
Johnson at the top now. 15 seconds left in the game. Tied ball game. What are they going to go to here? They're not going to Charles Barkley. Is insane. Kevin Johnson with the ball.
What are you doing, KJ?
Going nowhere with it.
What are you doing, KJ?
Floater. It's off. Bulls timeout.
What was that?
If you remember, Jordan won his Game 7 at the buzzer in 07, and now LeBron has a chance to do the same. The question is, will he step up?
Man, KJ would never do something like that. What is up with this chair?
Or will he fall short in the
What the hell?
This ending is insane.
All right.
These teams
Floating
are making
chairs.
quick plays
Let's go.
that can barely keep up with it. The Bulls now have a chance. LeBron James could get ring 4. He gets the ball off the inbound. He's deep. He's going nowhere with it.
No
the
way.
pull-up jumper. Oh my my God. We're in overtime now. A minute and 11 left. The game is just as close. They've barely scored, I think, 4 points each. Not much has happened. LeBron with the ball now. With a minute remaining, he's trying to get ring number 4 to get a large lead over Jordan. The pull-up jumper.
Too easy.
That one is good. Can't celebrate too early, though, if you are a LeBron James fan. The Phoenix Suns have plenty of time left, but they're kind of struggling to score here. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, move the ball, you guys.
To the left to Tom Chambers in a post. He has the size advantage. That's a really tough play.
That was a
it's going
terrible
nowhere.
shot.
If you score here, this could be
Suns are losing this. They're playing like crap here.
Dagger, this could be huge. LeBron slowing down the pace. He's got the mismatch, the smaller defender on him, sizing him up. LeBron driving in. He's going to his left in the post. Oh my God, he's way too deep.
Yeah, way too easy.
LeBron is providing in the clutch.
Man, Suns are just letting it go.
Unless Phoenix has a miracle up their sleeve, this one might be over. LeBron is just determined here to get ring number 4. He's a man on a mission. They have to go quick. Kevin Johnson with it. You don't have a lot of time to waste. This is not a 3-point shooting league at this point, so a 4-point lead is huge. Kevin Johnson with it now. This paint is insanely crowded. They get to Charles Barkley. He should have been at it.
Yeah.
They're going to Chambers again.
All
who
right.
does sink the leg.
Good look, bud. Good look. Okay. See, now this would be great normally. LeBron in pressure time shooting free throws. But in this simulation, he's 95% from the line, so he's going to bust them.
Playing the foul game. LeBron James on the line. Misses the first. He's not a great free throw shooter. He's been clutch so far. But the free throw line could be his kryptonite.
I'm looking at your simulations closer than you. He's 95%.
Here, he can put him up by 3 if he hits this one. That one's good. Now with Phoenix taking a timeout in these final moments.
Kurt Rambis. I love it.
LeBron will find himself one stop away from a ring. Phoenix coming out of possibly their biggest timeout in franchise
Hold up.
history.
Is Frank Johnson in here? Oh, is that Frank?
One stop away from a ring.
Dumas Marley. Yeah, is KJ fouled out or something? I think that's Frank. That's who I played one-on-one with.
Phoenix coming out of possibly their biggest timeout in franchise history. LeBron at least did not give Phoenix the opportunity to win the game here. They can tie it, send it to a double overtime. He at least did that. They have the ball now. Charles Barkley swinging around. Are they going to go for the last shot? They're going to go
Barkley
quick.
for 3 right there.
Dumas here with the right. With LeBron James on you, the defensive play. I don't think you want to attack that. Charles Barkley swings it around marginally for the 3. It's off. It's off. Paxton with a great free throw shooter. That might do it. Paxton does sink both free throws. Unless Phoenix gets an insanely quick 3 here and an inbound steal, it's over. There's no way. There's not enough time left. That 3 is off. LeBron James officially does it. He 4-peats, something Jordan never did. That 4-peat now put LeBron up big, and it might look like this is already over, but there'd be a huge change.
Oh yeah, MJ's going to Miami. This is about to switch up hard.
LeBron was retiring for a year to
How
go
can
play
there only be like 5 minutes left or 6 minutes left in this video? There's so much more to cover.
baseball instead, and that was a bust until he returned late in the 95 NBA season where the Chicago Bulls were already missing the playoffs. And while this is happening, back in Jordan's time, he was making it official that he was joining the Miami Heat, meaning now he was teaming up with the electrifying Dwayne Wade to form a star duo. They also had Chris Bosh, who at this time was one of the better bigs in the league. All expectations were that this Heat team was completely unfair and would control the NBA from this point forward. With that said, it's very likely that
I think because he's only going to be able to stay here for 4 years, I think they go 4 straight.
They can get right back into this competition in the blink of an eye. But that couldn't have been further from the truth, because in 2011, facing the Lakers in the finals, the Heat's lack of depth was becoming a major issue against the two-time defending champion Lakers.
No way.
Kobe Bryant was matching Michael point for point on offense, and paired with the bigs outside of Miami, this wasn't going as planned. The Lakers are going to be coming out on top over the Heat and shut down their hopes of a ring.
Phil Jackson looks terrible in this.
And the letdown wasn't over yet, because back to the finals in 2012, Jordan and his crew thought that this year there was no way they could be stopped. In the finals against the Thunder, everything seemed to be going well for them offensively, but at the same time, with no LeBron, they had no matchup for the size and talent of Kevin Durant. KD was embarrassing Miami, and by all accounts, this was looking like the greatest letdown in NBA history. Again, Jordan was finding himself losing the finals and was still locked at one ring. And to make matters worse, let's get back to LeBron, who in 1996 was back in full swing with an entire season behind him and picking up right where he left off. He was winning the chip again in 1996 to go along with that year's finals MVP, and going into 1997 for a rematch of the 91 finals, he was crushing the Utah Jazz yet again.
What is happening in this sim?
Meaning LeBron has already matched Jordan's 6 rings and still has time to pass, while Jordan is only at 1 ring in LeBron's shoes. But before we get to the 1998 season for Bron, let's first see if Jordan can get a single ring during his Heat tenure. In 2013, after looking like one of sports' biggest laughing stocks, he was putting up his most impressive season so far. D-Wade was slowing down, and by all accounts, Jordan was picking up the slack wherever needed, and it resulted in something special. Really solid year from Michael Jordan. He ends up with the MVP with a really well-rounded stat line, a lot more than just scoring. Hopefully this year he can get back.
See, look at this. Jordan in reality shot much better from the free throw line than LeBron, but they give LeBron better stats in there. Interesting. Also, blocks and steals is something he excels in, but they give LeBron better stats in that. Also, obviously, scoring.
In the winning with his trip to the finals. Somehow the Grizzlies made it all the way to the finals. With no real star in their roster, they'd be at a major disadvantage. They had one of the league's top defenses, but against one of the greatest scorers in this sport's history, it wasn't going to be enough to get the job done. Jordan was doing it. He was finally getting a ring with Miami and back into winning. So now he would be getting his second ring in LeBron's shoes, but the job isn't finished. By no surprise, Mike was in the finals again in 2014, and this time was a rematch with KD. Just like we saw in 2012, these two scoring juggernauts were clashing head-to-head with each other, but this time around, the Heat would have much more depth and size. And that would be the difference maker as Jordan repeats here in Miami.
Damn.
Finals MVP for Jordan, another impressive series.
As he's finally got his groove in Miami, but now he has to leave because in reality, LeBron cowered it out. Damn. So MJ was building. Damn. Now he's got to go. Okay, well, he's going to go team up with Kyrie now.
Win right here gives him 3 rings, which means at the end of his Heat tenure, he has more than LeBron did when LeBron finished with the Heat. And going to the Cavs to play with Kyrie this following year, this competition just got a lot closer. His time with the Miami Heat was successful and he had some great personal years, but that was nothing compared to his play with the Cavaliers for the second time. Mike paired with Kyrie was a dream pairing with the scoring capabilities. We all know just how good LeBron and Kyrie together was, and in this reality, Mike and Kyrie were far better. Jordan was undoubtedly the MVP this year, and somehow it looked like he was getting even better. LeBron
Kyrie and MJ would work out perfectly together. Jordan ain't trying to hog that ball, so Kyrie can do everything he wants as a point guard. MJ's just going to be an assassin.
Worried right about now because heading into the playoffs, Jordan was certainly going to be a nearly automatic for the finals. Jordan and the Cavs were proving me right come the playoffs because none of the series in the East were even worth going into detail about. They were all 1 in 6 matches or less, and for the most part, they had the lead all the way through the conference finals. Well, with no Warriors waiting for Michael Jordan in the finals, I'm pretty sure he's about to tie up LeBron.
Oh, James Harden, huh? James Harden? Let's go.
Because this young James Harden in 2015, no way in the world they're beating Jordan and Kyrie. Harden was smaller than Jordan, which made things near impossible for him on defense, and at this point Harden wasn't yet the MVP caliber scorer that we remember.
Plus he sucks on defense, so if they're assigning him to guard MJ's cooking.
Meant this was a cakewalk for Mike. In all honesty, this was probably the easiest finals Jordan has experienced so far, and it felt kind of surreal. But either way, Jordan was now locking in 4 rings to match LeBron.
Let's go.
And with King James not winning at all with the Wizards in the early 2000s, that means he only has 1 season left with the Bulls to shoot for 7. In the 98 finals, they were facing John Stockton and Karl Malone again for the 3rd time. If you remember before, LeBron has always destroyed the Jazz in the finals, but this time will be different with a lot less.
97-98, this is peak Jazz, so let's see.
Production from Scottie Pippen. Karl Malone was playing the absolute best basketball of his entire career in an attempt to win his first ring. If the Bulls couldn't keep up with his scoring, this one would be over. LeBron was making great efforts trying to keep his team in this, but for the first time since 1989, LeBron was being kept at bay and his opponent was outplaying him. Utah was finally overcoming LeBron James here in his final year, and that means now with his career wrapped up, he was locked at 6, and his only hope was that Jordan wouldn't get another ring. But with 26...
Dude, Jordan. Okay, what did I say? 9? I don't know. We only got 2 minutes left, so I don't understand because we got to go through all the Laker years too.
Team looking like another unstoppable year for the duo of Jordan and Kyrie. LeBron may just be out of luck. MJ was crushing everyone in his way in the Eastern Conference again and would once more be making it to the NBA Finals. But these finals would present the biggest challenge Mike has had yet. Of course, we all know what Steph Curry is capable of and the fact that he was LeBron's biggest rival in his career. He was also paired with the highly impressive Klay Thompson, who helped them get 73 wins.
Biggest rival, by the way, Steph owns him. It's not a rivalry. It's an ownership. 3 he won 3 out of 4. Steph won 3 out of 4 finals against LeBron.
With Golden State's high-powered offense, we were sure to see an intense, close series. But I was wrong. Michael Jordan was on a different planet than the rest of the league right now, and he will put down the Warriors and keep his foot on the pedal the entire way through. This series, unfortunately, wasn't even close, and I was just as shocked as all of you. You know, I've never been much of a Jordan fan way before my time, but I cannot deny the fact This has got to be the
MJ 98.1 from the line this series. He went super clutch. He sucked ass from threes. His field goal percentage is fantastic. That's a little low bar on his blocks and steals, but fine. His assists and rebounds are cooking. Damn, he killed them. That's always been the argument, by the way. If we're talking about when we talk about the 96 Bulls versus the 2016 Warriors, who the hell's going to guard MJ? MJ's going to have his way at the paint, and this shows he was attacking the paint. Love it. Sometimes 2K is all right. Most of the time, it's pretty rough.
Greatest finals of all time. And on top of that, one hell of a playoff run in general. They only lost one game in the finals versus the Golden State Warriors. You have to tip your hats to what Michael Jordan was able to do here with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So now Jordan has officially gotten ring 5 to win this challenge by outperforming LeBron's legacy. But let's check out a summary of the rest of his career just for fun. The next 2 seasons, he'd finally be losing in the finals again to the hands of the KD Warriors. Eventually, he'd make his way to Los Angeles to team up with Anthony Davis, and this duo was perfect. Having such a dominant...
Dude, this duo should destroy the league.
Big was new for Jordan, and the chemistry couldn't have been better. In 2020, this duo would lead the Lakers to a ring just like LeBron did, but MJ was taking it a step further, because in 2021, back in the finals against the Bucks, Jordan was going on to win his 7th NBA championship in LeBron's shoes.
Let's get him Westbrook too. Let's throw him in there and an old Melo. Let's go.
This would be his last ring, as he would near retirement from here on. But we can go without saying, Jordan claims the GOAT in this reality.
He stopped it in 2023? Man, he could have kept going. He could have kept going. Come on. Okay, well, anyways, what do you get? 7? Hold up.
Bucks, Jordan was going on to win his 7th NBA championship in LeBron's shoes.
Right.
This would be his last ring, as he would near retirement from here on.
Come on, I would have been right. He would have won 9. He would have won freaking 9.
Can go without saying, Jordan claims the GOAT in this reality. But what about LeBron versus another GOAT like Kobe? You can find out how that would go by watching this video next.
Hell yeah. Great video. Great video. That was so much fun. All right, think about it. If MJ got to play out this next season right now, it would be him and Luka Doncic. You know what I mean? So if this simulation went on one more year, he'd be teamed up with Luka. I'd love to see that. And then we'd have probably at least one more year, because LeBron's not going to retire anytime soon. So I think MJ could have won 9, but the fact that he won 7, that's already good enough. Yeah, that's already good enough. Oh man, that was a fun simulation though. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any kind of videos like this. It's one of those, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine over the last year or so, where I could just watch these. I've tried simulating a couple of times with some buddies. We're not very good at it. Definitely not like a production like this. This is amazing production. I don't know how he pulls this off, gets all that footage for these games. But absolutely fantastic. There's another channel, I can't remember what it's called, but if you guys like this, I will try and react to that channel as well. Because there's a couple of guys out there that just do like high production simulations. And yeah, I'm a big fan. Anyways, guys, what'd you think? So in the beginning of the video, I asked you guys to predict how many championships per player. I was wrong, because it was 7 for MJ and what was it? Was it 6 for LeBron? I can't remember anymore. But how'd you guys do? Did you guys nail it? Did you guys get closer to me? All right. Well, let me know what you thought of this one. I know it's a little different, but thank you very much for the request to react to this. This was a ton of fun. Just a lot of fun. Just basketball joy. Anyways, everyone, I'm out. Let me know what you thought. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And hit that bell if you want to notify when it's time to be water, my friends.